بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. First and foremost, the title that I was given was Marriage a Bed of Roses. Under that title there were certain topics. It wasn't really suitable for the title, and also the topics were too large to actually all discuss in a lot of time, especially now since some time has been taken. So I prefer to rather have it under a more general rubric as Islam and love, and we'll bring in whatever is required to bring in, and Allah knows this. And the first thing I want to say is that Islam is a natural religion, and what is intended by the term natural what is intended So Islam is a natural religion. First and foremost, the proof for that, the Prophet ﷺ says in the hadith, it comes in Bukhari, that every child is born on the natural way. And normally we understand it merely to mean that every child recognizes innately that he or she has a creator. At some there's some feedback happening. So he recognizes naturally that he has a creator. It doesn't change the fact that the Islamic way is considered the natural way. And what is intended by that statement then is that Islam recognizes, it seeks to fulfill, and it facilitates, it makes easy all natural needs. Islam has no problem with any need that can be said to be natural. So automatically, when we are speaking about marriage, and there are two primary issues that marriage wants to fulfill. Number one is the need for companionship or romantic intimacy, and the need for physical intimacy. So automatically, since it is a natural need, Islam not only recognizes it, Islam also seeks to facilitate it. And based upon the hadith that is in front of you, it goes that added step to even consider it a charity. So it is a charity for a husband with regards to his wife. It is a charity for the wife with regards to the husband. In fact, more so on the side of the wife. And Allah knows best. I go in the wrong direction. Then with regards to romantic intimacy, clearly that is also an aim and a purpose of marriage. The Prophet Allah has said, we have not seen the equal of marriage for two people who would love one another. Who would love one another. They are the beginnings of love. They want to really challenge that love. See whether the love is a true love. So that could only truly be challenged and known within the institution that is known as nikah. Allah knows best. So what then is the problem that Islam has? It has no problem with natural needs. It has no problem with physical intimacy. It is a natural need. It has no problem with romantic intimacy. It is a natural need. What does it have a problem with then? So in Surah Al-Isra, verse 32, Allah gives us the answer. Allah says, La taqrabu zina. Do not go near zina, whether fornication, premarital intercourse, or extramarital intercourse, adultery. Islam is the reason, Allah is the reason. Allah says it's a shameful deed. But then Allah ends and He says, Wasa'a sabila. What an evil way it is. So what are we sitting with? We are sitting with a natural need for romantic intimacy or physical intimacy. Then we are sitting with vehicles for the fulfillment of that need. Another way to say it, we're sitting with a path, a way to the fulfillment of that need. Islam has no problem with the need. Islam has a problem with the vehicle. So the chosen vehicle of Islam is nikah. You want to be physically intimate with somebody? No problem. But do it via nikah. You want to experience romantic intimacy and companionship and all that goes with it? No problem. Do it via nikah. You want to do it via prostitution? You want to do it via dating? You want to do it via living with somebody? Now Islam has a problem. Because that is not the vehicle, that is not the way that Islam is happy with. Those vehicles and ways have too many harms for the individual and for society. The intended vehicle and way is nikah, where harms are limited and benefits are maximized. So that is what Islam wants for you. And Allah knows this. So what we are sitting with them, the need is not a problem. The need is green, it's good inshallah. So if you have the need for intimacy, whether sexual intimacy or romantic intimacy, no problem. The question is the vehicle, it's blue, you have to check. So nikah, green vehicle, no problem. Zina, red vehicle, problem. So the problem doesn't lie with the need, the problem lies with the vehicle. Right. Allah knows best. So what's the Islamic solution again? Muslims like to say Islam is the solution to all the problems of humanity. Then you ask them, so what do you offer? Then we say, Islam is still to cut the hands. With zina, unmarried, we tell them, unless married, we tell them to death. No non-Muslim is impressed. Nobody suddenly wants to become Muslim. You understand, especially in today's time. You busy with the guru from the wrong side. You understand? The Islamic method is two-pronged. You're busy with the further part of the solution, and the further part of the solution only makes sense when you understand the first part of the solution. So the first part of the solution is that Islam seeks to fulfill all natural needs in a natural way for a natural being. So when nikah is facilitated, such as for example in a Muslim country, it's easy to get married. It's easy for you to fulfill your sexual passion and your need for romantic intimacy and companionship in the institution of marriage. Then if you still commit zina, then what are you? In Afrikaans? Aspers. So now you're worthy of that severe punishment. You understand? Now you're worthy of that severe punishment. One of the indications of this is there is a different punishment for a married individual and an unmarried individual. Why? Because to a certain degree it is expected that the unmarried individual has raging passions. You understand? So when he commits zina, we just give him 100 pesos. Marry. You understand? Marry. As opposed to the other punishment that is much more severe. Allah knows best. Right? There's a lot of discussion in this natural needs, natural way, to a natural degree. You understand? There's a lot of discussion. But perhaps there's not the time and the place to discuss it all. But let me just bring up one thing. You know how your needs work? Most people don't actually realize it. There's two sides to your needs. Two sides. And it's perhaps best explained when I use the example of a puppy. But the other speak of a normal puppy, I speak of a gremlin-like type of a puppy. You understand? So what do you mean by that? So I have a need, like a need for physical intimacy or a need for romantic intimacy. When I do not fulfill that need, then my puppy grows in size and his bark grows in volume. You understand? So what about when I'm sitting with a harmless little puppy, then I'm not feeding it, and then the puppy grows. And the bark goes from whoop, whoop, the bark goes to whoop, 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 whoop. You understand? An example that you will soon be experiencing is Ramadan. Like at this moment in time you're eating well, so food is not on your mind. But what happens the month of Ramadan? What do most people think about most of the day during Ramadan? Food. So if you starve the puppy grows. You understand? And then the noise of the puppy grows. So this is why Islam doesn't like unmarried men. You understand? There's a big dog there, barking in the ears. The problems. So anyway, so that's stage one. Now if you fulfill the need of the dog, you feed the dog just what the dog requires. Then the dog pacifies and becomes calm. So it goes back to puppy stage, and its hoof goes back to puppy stage also. But then there's an odd thing. When you overfeed the dog, you give him too much, then the dog starts growing again. And the bark starts growing again. Now even non-Muslims understand stage one. You mustn't underfeed. But non-Muslims don't understand stage two. You mustn't overfeed. Because that is their way. Their way is the way of Israf. You understand? Overfeeding, overgluttony. When it comes to those type of things. And Allah knows best. So this is what we mean to a natural degree. Physical intimacy is like food. You must eat as you need. You understand? And then after that you mustn't eat anymore. You understand? You must stop eating. So now it's not on your mind, so now you can focus on your work and other important things. But you mustn't make that your life. And food is a good analogy for this. You understand? Some people eat to live, and some people live to eat. You understand? So whether it's food or whether it's physical intimacy, you can have the same thing happening. And Allah knows. Yes. But now we're sitting with an issue with our young men and our young women, and it is that they are experiencing many problems on the way to marriage. Unfortunately, they are involved in many counterproductive activities. Many counterproductive activities. Activities that not only will it not produce what marriage should produce, it will actually produce the opposite of what they want in marriage. So it's counterproductive. It's ineffective. It won't produce what they want it to produce. In addition to that, it is counterproductive. It will actually produce the opposite. And they get involved in a lot of haram activities. So they're starting off their marriage with activities that is illegal. And it sets the trend for what will happen during the marriage. And Allah knows best. Such as dating and so forth. Do I need to prove to you that dating is haram? Why would I need to prove to you that dating is haram when an ayah in the Quran tells you lower your gaze? Are you going to date anybody? You understand? There's no better dalil than that one. Lower your gaze. You understand? You tell me you're going to speak to the person that you're interested in getting married to, and there's no shahwa, passion in the sight. When the entire aim is to make you my place of shahwa. So you're going to be able to look at that, it's going to be a neutral look. Is it possible? So you're asking for evidence for a thing that deep down in your heart already you know it is haram. You understand? You just stubbornly resist. You understand? You're guilty of stubborn resistance. So I won't do that. You understand? Just think about that ayah. And anyway, on the road to nikah, there are two problems that arise. It is convenient that these two problems are discussed by the ulama. Like for example, the scholar Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyyah, he says that shaitan, how he gets you off the straight road is that he uses fitna, temptation. And he specializes in the usage of two fitnas. One fitna is known as shubha, and one fitna is known as shahwa. So shubha is where he attacks your mind. And he tries to convince you that haqq is not haqq. Haqq is batil. Truth is not truth. Truth is falsehood. And he tries to convince you that falsehood is truth. It's like my sheikh says, William Sheikh Pir. So what does my sheikh William Sheikh Pir say? He says, fair is foul and foul is fair. Three witches dancing around the cauldron. You understand? So that is what shaitan specializes in. He specializes in getting you to look upon that which is true as falsehood, and that which is false, to look upon it as true. So somehow, this thing that is dating, we've come to look upon it as a good thing. And related things that we do on the way to marriage. So there are certain arguments that shaitan has produced that has infiltrated your mind. And has caused you now to see the good is bad and the bad is good. We'll have a look at it just now. Sometimes I know it is haram. So on the shubha side I'm fine. But the problem is on the shahwa side I've got the problem. I just cannot resist. So there's two appetites that the human being has. Appetite of the private part and appetite of the stomach. Shahwatul batan and shahwatul farj. And here we are referring to the appetite of the private part. So I know zina is bad. I know I'm not supposed to be doing it. I know things like dating is bad. But I just can't resist it, man. It's so lekker to speak to a girl. You understand? And other things like that. You understand? Like speaking. So, the problem there is the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. The flesh is weak. You understand? I just cannot stop myself from doing it. You understand? So shaitan didn't get me on the shubha side. I know it's wrong. But he got me on the shahwa side. Right? So let's have a look at it. One of the shubhas that shaitan throws out, that we are commonly asking, how can I marry someone I don't know? How can I marry somebody I don't love? Must go. That's only going to lead to divorce. Isn't it? It's a common thing that comes to mind, common question you're asking. Why don't I want to go the Islamic way? Can't marry somebody I don't know. Can't marry somebody I don't love. And then we said, okay, let's answer that one first. Huh? Okay, So that's the shubha problem. Then what is the shahwa problem? The West has designed a particular way of life. And we Muslims are half living. Now you see, this is a problem. You can only live the full Islamic way or the full Kufr way. If you live the full Islamic way, you will be Islamically successful. If you live the full Kufr way, you will be successful as a kafir. But what if you try to live half this, half that? Where do you end up now? You'll end up neither here nor there. You understand? You half haram, half halal. You understand? You're not a thoroughbred, you're a wanderer. You understand? So, this issue, problem 2, doesn't require much discussion. Problem 1 requires a bit of discussion. I'll have to look at problem 1 after this. But problem 2 we answer quickly. So what happens? You become baligh. You become sexually mature, you become an adult from around the age of 9 to about 12. So I started in hayd, I started in emissions such as wet dreams and the like. So now I'm a sexual being. You understand? I have sexual feelings and so forth. But according to modern society, I'm only going to get married at the age of 29. Sorry, 21. So what must I do in the interim for the next 9 years? I can't go in pause mode. Pause mode is unrealistic. So the kafir way is a simple solution. Masturbate. Or date. You understand? And sleep with the people that you're dating with. But what if you're Muslim? I can't date and sleep with the people I'm dating. And the Babu ulama say masturbation is haram. So what do? In pause mode. So I decide to do it halfway. You understand? I date you, but inshallah we're not going to go and zina. Ons gaan net stoeltjies warm sit. You understand? But you're fighting a losing battle. Why are you fighting a losing battle? Because you're fighting nature. And the very nature of the relationship between a man and a woman is that it is up close and personal. A plug and a socket cannot date and not make electricity. You understand? You driven to make electricity. Every time the plug moves past the socket. You understand? It just wants to make electricity. You understand? And likewise it's happening on the side of the socket. And you're going to survive that for 9 years. Who's fooling who here? Who's fooling who here? What does Allah say in the Quran? بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا وَلَوْ أَلْقَى مَعَاذِيرًا. Rather, insan, he knows himself full well. Now he offers excuses. Originally I thought this meant he's offering excuses to other people. But then I realized it's even deeper than that. There's excuses that you offer yourself. Like Allah says in another verse in the Quran, that يَعْلَمُ السِّرَّ وَأَخْفَى. Allah knows the secret and that it is more hidden than the secret. So what is more hidden than the secret? A secret is what you don't tell other people. What is more hidden than a secret? More hidden than a secret is what you don't dare tell yourself. I know my son is a tip. I've seen the signs. Then a neighbor comes and tells me, I saw your son around the corner using tip. Then what do I say? I can't get a lakkele problem met ons geweest. Zoveel ik zie joh. Hij pak van een vrouw. Ze is elke keer bezig met ons. Nou maakt ze nou weer op dat onze kind, hij is op tip. But in my heart I know he's seeing the signs. I know what she says is true. You understand? But I'm fighting it. You understand? Stubborn resistance. Just like the dating one. Stubborn resistance. Denied. Allah knows best. So this system cannot work. This system of you become a sexual adult at the age of 12 and then must wait till you are 21 to get married. It cannot work. There's too many victims. If you currently are going to a public school and you have not let your gaze look upon a member of the opposite gender with shahwa, you have not let your hands go where it shouldn't go, you understand, I don't even speak about private parts, then you are the Hassan al-Basri of our time. You are the Rabia Basariya. You understand? If you die, you're going to go to Jannah directly again. You understand? Because what you've just done is the impossible. You've taken a sexual predator, a male, a lion, and you let him go to school with his prey sheep. It doesn't happen in nature. Yet worse than that, the sheep are opening their wool at certain strategic places so you can see the mutton better. And if that is not bad enough, they are spraying themselves with mutton flavored fragrances so you can smell them. And if that is not enough, if you take too long to bite, they bite you. So how do they expect that you would ever survive? Under those circumstances. Are you uncomfortable? Yeah. They want you to be uncomfortable. Right. So that's number 2. We don't need to go deep into that. But that's number 1. How can I marry someone I don't know and don't love? Right. So what are your reasons for saying this? Your number 1 reason for saying this is you don't want a divorce. Isn't it? You don't want to divorce. You want the marriage to last. Because you could have just looked upon marriage as the same as dating. You understand? If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You understand? So as you have a failed dating, you can have a failed marriage. But you don't look upon marriage like that. Why don't you look upon marriage like that? Because you don't want to be a divorcee. You understand? But there's no title for somebody whose dating didn't work. A datee. There's somehow no negative connotation. You understand? When a particular date doesn't work. But there's a negative connotation when your marriage doesn't work. Is that Islam? The negative connotation? Divorcee. You understand? In fact, what is the ruling on Islam with regards to divorce? Now most of you are going to say it's haram. But the Bible you take to the Shafi, isn't it? So what does the Shafi madhab say? Can anyone tell me what's the Shafi madhab, what's the ruling on divorce? Haram, makruh, mubah, mustahab, wajib. You must divorce. Can anyone tell me? In the Shafi madhab, divorce is looked upon as merely mubah, morally neutral. If you have no good reason to get married, it's considered makruh. So you divorce a lady, but you got no good reason to divorce, it's considered makruh. Why is it considered makruh? Because you're wasting your financial investment in her, and you're wasting your romantic and all of that investment in her, and you're wasting the assistance in your dunya and your akhirah that she had for you. So it's considered makruh, not haram. There's only one known place in the Shafi madhab where it's haram to divorce. When you divorce a lady in an area, that if you leave her there, she's open to physical harm by other men. So you must first take her out of that area to a different area, then you must divorce her there. So that's got nothing to do with the divorce. It's got to do with the consequences of the divorce, not the divorce itself. Now you're going to say, yeah, but Moulana, I heard the hadith, if you divorce, then the throne of Allah shakes. Hadith is protected. And if it were true, then the throne of Allah is shaking all the time. Because people are divorcing all the time. You understand? You really think it's such an insignificant human act is going to cause the throne of Allah to shake? Somebody else says, isn't it the hadith says, أَبْغَضُ الْحَلَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ الطَّلَاقِ, the worst of all lawful things is divorce. That hadith is weak. And if that hadith had been authentic, it would be a proof against you, not for you. Because after saying the most hated, it says halal. The most hated of all halal things. You understand? So it can be as hated as it wants to be, but it's still halal. And the worst a hated thing can be is a halal thing can be is makruh. You can never have a halal thing that's haram. How can it be halal and haram? You understand? So you actually destroyed yourself in the argument. It doesn't work. So let's ask ourselves now. You want to do dating, which by agreement of all of the ulama is haram, to avoid divorce, which is halal. Does that make sense, Islam? Let's do a haram to avoid the halal. Does that make sense? Doesn't make sense. Let's try another one. So you think divorce is bad? So let's ask you a simple thing. Show me one Sahabi, or let's even go the more braver one Rasul who didn't divorce. Now if divorce is bad, you should be able to give me thousands of examples. But I'm making it so easy for you, I just want one. The Prophet Muhammad, did he ever divorce his beautiful name? Right? Yes, he divorced 5 women. 5 women he divorced. 1 woman he divorced almost immediately after they got married. Bintul Juwaini or Bintul Juwaini. You understand? 5 women. A divorce is big. You understand? It is reported that Hassan, the grandchild of the Prophet, divorced up to 60 or 90 women. I don't believe the number to be correct. I believe it to be a fabrication. You understand? But the idea is that he did actually divorce a number of women. You understand? Not 60 or 90. You understand? But something not as bad as all of that. You understand? The realities of life are marriages don't work sometimes. And sometimes it has nothing to do with people being good people or bad people. It's like water and oil. Water is a good liquid and oil is a good liquid. It's just they don't mix. You understand? So sometimes you marry a good person, but that person is not compatible. There's a problem when they translate certain hadith. Like they tell you, dunya mata'a wa khairu mata'iha al-mar'atu salihah. The dunya is a chattel. I think they can use for your benefit and your harm. And the best chattel of the dunya is a woman that is salihah. And they always translate it only as pious. But that is not the only meaning of the word pious. The word, or rather the only meaning of the word salih. The word salih also means compatible, suitable. Like example in Arabic you would say, salihun lil akli. You don't mean it's pious for eating. You don't get pious food. Some food, they sound pious. Chicken, tikka. When a writer is a reliable writer, you call him a tikka narrator. So apparently this is chicken tikka. It's a reliable chicken, guaranteed to please. I understand. You don't technically get pious food. In the sense of salih al-akil means it's suitable for eating, it's edible. You understand? So you mustn't just marry a woman that is pious. You must marry a woman that has a piety that conforms to your piety. That is a good match. There are certain people that will be too pious for you. Like example, if you follow Mullah is this side. You understand? I think you're not going to be able to handle that one. There's too pious for you. You understand? Every individual. You understand? And Allah knows best. I'm not insulting Mullah is this side anybody. I'm just saying the level is high. That's what I'm saying. And Allah knows best. So it's true, yes, we must try to protect ourselves against divorce. Not via dating. You understand? Then I just want to ask, how can I marry somebody I don't know? Do you really think dating will cause you to know somebody? Who do you know when you date? You know the guy that just took an hour shower. If he never does, and it be just for you. If you get 1,000 rand jean or even more, 1,000 rand sweater even more, he's spraying himself the most expensive. Oh, did too late. He get his hands on. You understand? Old Spice. And he doesn't normally buy it. So you're not dating the real person. You're dating a fake, an illusion that was specially created just for you. I see this every day. I see youngsters, they're young, they get scruffy, males like, you understand? And I see no particular person dressy, they look and all that. And then suddenly I see him tomorrow. Look at me, bro. You understand? And then instantly I know there's a woman in his life. He's entered the fake stage. You understand? So one day he's going to get married to you, he's going to go back to those fake stages. And there is an additional problem that if you've never been married, there's a side of your personality that has not been exposed to you. The unmarried Khadija is not exactly the same as the married Khadija. The married Khadija is a different person. When you are married, there's a lot of freedom that you enjoy. Freedom from certain worries and certain stresses that you enjoy. When you're married, then those stresses come along and it changes you as a human being. Prior to marriage, the guy is generous. But the Loka Bismillah. When he's married to you, you've been going for seeing the eat this marbles like crazy. His body is stressed like crazy. He's no burger. It may me back too. This is how the approach is different. Limited findings. The same, you're restating the budget. So, the person you're dating, he doesn't even know who he is yet. He's going to become somebody else. You understand? Somebody that he doesn't even know yet. So you're sitting with this problem here. Dating is not going to cause you to know anyone. Because number one, you're not dating the real person, you're dating a fake. Number two, you're dating somebody who is a past that is about to end. And there's a future about to start. You're dating the worm. And you're going to be married to the butterfly. In fact, it's worse than that. The butterfly, you're going to be married to the worm. Understand? I'm just this. What about the issue of, I don't love him. I need to love the person I get married to. So we'll have a look at that issue just now. But before we get there, let's ask this question. One of the other reasons people say, why they want to date is because of the freedom of choice. They want to choose the person that they date. They want to freely love who they want to love. So I want to ask the question, is that the truth? Is that what modern scientific evidence is showing? That people are choosing who to love and who not to love. Is that the truth? And does the English language, when you speak of love, does it convey that meaning? And the answer is it doesn't. You speak about falling in love. You don't speak about jumping in love. What's the difference between falling in love and jumping in love? In falling in love, I'm like a golf ball on a golf course. And I'm just rolling, and I'm just waiting to fall into a hole known as love. I'm waiting. I'm going to various strategic places where there will be members of the opposite gender, and I'm waiting for that moment when the crowd will part. And then sunlight will come down, and then angels will play harps, and I'll get the fragrance of Jannah, like when Nabi Isa said, something like that I'm waiting for. You understand? So I'm waiting for this accident known as love to happen. You understand? There's no conscious effort. I'm waiting to meet her. I'm waiting to meet him. Who? My machine case. You understand? I'm just sitting and waiting for the accident to happen. There is no real choice. And studies have been done on this. I didn't bring those studies with. I teach it in the marriage classes that I teach. But studies have been done. And it shows, number one, and we don't need evidence for this, we're only attracted to certain people, not other people. It doesn't involve choice. Like if you only like certain people, you can choose as much as you want to love a fake person, it won't happen. You understand? All of us have a physical ideal. You understand? And we only fall in love with those people that are our physical ideal. It is not determined by us. It is predetermined. You understand? You cannot choose to love. You only are physically attracted to certain people, not other people. And this physical attraction can be determined according to scientific evidence between 90 seconds to 4 minutes. It doesn't require you to date. And that accords with Islamic teachings. Go and see her. You understand? Prophet don't say, go and date her. Go and have a conversation with her. Spend the night there. Prophet just says, go and see her. How long does it take you to see her? 90 seconds to 4 minutes. Huh? So the scientific evidence actually accords with what the Prophet ﷺ is saying. You understand? So physical attraction is there. The person is the qualities I want. That person is ideal. You understand? I don't need to do any further additional discussion or research. Allah knows best. So freedom of choice, it doesn't exist. In fact, there's a professor that has conducted certain experiments. And in the experiments, they have a particular procedure where all they have you do, they take two strangers, they put them together. Then for a certain amount of time, they are supposed to tell each other personal secrets that they've told nobody. Then for a certain amount of time, they must just gaze into each other's eyes. And the people that experiment was done with, more than 80% of the people they actually started having romantic feelings for one another. So love is a recipe for it. You understand? And it does not involve choice. You understand? It does not involve choice. And Allah knows best. So don't fool yourself. I'm dating because I want the freedom of choice. Don't fool yourself. It is not a reality. Scientific evidence doesn't support it. Islam is against it. Allah knows best. So what's the Islamic ruling of divorce? We discussed that. What's the history of divorce? We have discussed that. We've discussed the Gulf War moment. Then the nature of love. How does love work? Before we can really speak about love, we have to define love. So define love for me. So I have more than one definition of love. At this particular moment in time, what I understand is the ingredients for love as we move into marriage. The requirements that people could realistically have before they want to marry you. Is number one is they would want to know whether they are physically attracted to you. So we've discussed that. And we've shown that Islam makes allowance for it. Number two, we would want to know, do you have the necessary qualities to make a good husband or a good wife? You understand? The issue here is, which must be done first? Must we first check for your physical characteristics, whether I'm physically attracted to you? Or must I check your other characteristics? Like, are you religious? Are you good-mannered? Etc. And those are the two primary qualities that we must look for in a husband or a wife. What does the Prophet Allah say? إِذَا جَاءَكُمْ مَنْ تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ فَزَوِّجُوهُ إِلَّا تَكُنْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَفَسَادٌ عَرِيضٌ. When somebody comes to you, you are pleased with that person's religion, the religious practices and beliefs. You are pleased with their character, so the person is a good character. You must marry your charge, your daughter, to that person. That is a suitable person. If you don't, تَكُنْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ. There will be temptation in the land. Why will there be temptation in the land? Because people's needs will not be met. They will not be getting the romantic intimacy that they deserve, and they will not be getting the physical intimacy that they deserve, even though they are married. They'll be married to people who won't want to be romantic with them. They'll be married to people who won't want to sleep with them. And this is what is happening in our time. You understand? There's a lot of women saying, Moulana, zero communication. Because the highest form of romantic intimacy with a woman is speaking. The sexual organ of a woman is not in the lower regions, it is in a skull. Just can't get into it physically. You understand? So how do I get into the skull? You must speak. You must speak. There's a convenient little opening here. You understand? You must speak and get into it. You understand? And after you got into here, you can get into everywhere. That's his name. You understand? And Allah knows best. Allah knows best. And what is the most common complaint that many have in today's time? There's two. The other one is not for this location. And the first one is what? They are complaining the wives only sleep with them. That's gebeur hardly, Moulana. Most men don't complain of the quality of physical intimacy. They complain of the frequency. You understand? They complain of the frequency. Who frequently gebeur it? Unfortunately, there's a lot of brothers who say it hardly ever happens. You understand? There are marriages here in Cape Town where the marriage has existed for 6 years and the marriage was not consummated. There's a marriage that I know of that has existed for 16 years and the marriage has not been consummated. You guys got no understanding of reality. It's happening here in Cape Town. You understand? Allah knows best. And you survive marriage like it. Is it realistic of a male when he gets married to expect that there will be physical intimacy? That he will be consummating the marriage soon? So if you send him with a special need, Like for example, you were raped when you were younger, and there's a potential fear that there will be problems with sexual intimacy. Should it then be conveyed prior to marriage? So now you keep it silent. So there are women with special needs, they don't speak of these special needs beforehand. There are men with special needs, they don't speak of these special needs beforehand. And then certain realistic expectations are not being met. You understand? Is it realistic of a woman to expect that the husband will provide for her? Yes. Suddenly you're married, now you don't want to provide. I feel jail. It turns out to be a lifestyle. You understand? Is it realistic of him to do that? No, it isn't. A good example that I make sometimes in my classes. You marry a woman. On the night that you get married to her, she takes off her one leg. She puts it aside. She takes out the one eye. She puts it aside. She takes out the teeth. She puts it aside. And then she says, right, I'm ready. I'm thinking, wow, I'm not ready. You might say it, but I'm not ready. I feel you fooled me now. You understand? I feel I've been tricked. Am I entitled to think like that? Is it limited to such a drastic example? Or there are numerous other examples like that is happening every day? And Allah knows best. So, nature of love. Am I physically attracted to you? The Prophet makes allowances for it. But the question here is, which one must I do first? In the Western method, I must first determine whether I am physically attracted to you. Then I must determine whether you are suitable. But there's a problem here. After I determine that I am physically attracted to you, I suffer something called lust blindness. The fact that I lust after you makes me blind to your defects. While I'm dating you, I'm not really driven to test you and investigate you. While I'm dating you, I'm driven to make it work. That's why I'm washing for an hour. That's why I'm wearing 1,000 in gym. You understand? That's why I'm Old Spice. You understand? I need to make it work. Because you are the one. In my mind, you are the very daughter of Jibreel. I need to make it work. You are my kid. I'm addicted to you. I'm not going to make it. You understand? I need to make it work. I'm driven to make it work. That's why the English language say love is blind. They ever say, Al-Hubbu yu'mi wa yusim. Love doesn't just make you blind. Love makes you deaf also. It isn't limited to those senses. You understand? It's a full-blown experience. You understand? You know these things all about the person that you date, but you don't want to know it. You get to the other one, stubborn resistance. Allah knows the secret. And that which is more hidden than the secret. Your parents don't suffer from this. So sometimes they tell you, I said, "Take the boy to film." And then what do you tell yourself? Ah, man, they're old-fashioned. What do you tell you? I'm going to have a shame. My mom just did grade 1. That's the type of mindset, isn't it? And Allah knows best. But Islam has no problem with love. Islam is just saying, do that second. For first, investigate somebody from a distance. Speak to their relatives, speak to other people that know them, etc., about who they are, what type of person they are. Know beforehand what type of qualities you need in a person that you want to get married to. So investigate them from a distance without knowing what they look like. And this decreases your pool of suitable individuals. So now I'm sitting with 10 gentlemen, for example. Then from those 10 gentlemen, I allow some interviews. And then I realize, wow, they like some help here now. You understand? Now you go ahead and get married. You understand? Simple enough. What objection could you have to such a method? What could be wrong with such a method? You understand? And Allah knows best. So this is the Islamic way. The Islamic way then is that you must love the one you marry instead of marrying the one you love. Exactly what does it mean? It means what I just told you. First pick somebody that has suitable qualities for marriage. After you've determined that they've got suitable qualities for marriage, then you check whether you are physically attracted to them. So the physical attraction moment is the love moment. So we're not telling you marry people you don't love. We're saying check for love after you've checked for suitable qualities. If you're going to check for love, physical attraction first, you're going to get all caught up in the icing of the cake. You understand? The personality, you can change the personality. You said, all the stupid stuff that don't mean anything when you're married. You understand? You're going to get caught up in all of those things. But if you study the person's character, you understand, are they generous, are they this, are they that? And people are their relatives and their neighbors who know such things. You understand? You first study that. And then you work your way to the icing, then it's fine. You understand? First go for the content of the cake, the actual cook. You understand? And then you can work your way to the icing. You understand that Allah knows best. But currently, what is the procedure? We marry the one we love. That's a modern phenomenon, marrying the one we love. Have divorces increased or decreased since this modern phenomenon has started? Divorces has decreased. So people are loving the people they marry, divorces have decreased or increased. Your uncle's divorced a lot, and you guys are not divorcing at all. Is that the truth? That's not the truth. According to current statistics, for the last 30 years, divorce has been in excess of 50%. But some experts say that it's around 67%. Which means that 2/3 of all marriages are failing. The degree that it's going into divorce. And we're not speaking even of the marriage that failed and there's no divorce. The tree that falls in the wood and there's nobody to hear it fall, does it make a sound? A marriage wat dood is, maar as dit 'n sign dat dit certificate het, as die persoon dood. You understand? Allah knows best. So, in Islam, love is important, but it is not primary. We don't start out there. You understand? We start out by other things that are primary, and that will be secondary. I'm a little bit over my time. I'm going to take a little bit more time to finish so soon, inshallah. So the Prophet doesn't have a problem with love, doesn't have a problem with physical attraction. He says, go and have a look at the girl, as it is best in ensuring love and harmony between them. So that element of physical attraction and love is very important, but it is secondary. But notice, who is the Prophet speaking to? The Prophet is speaking to a man who already proposed to a woman who is on the way to get married to her. So he's already made up his mind he's going to get married to her. So whatever is the requisite, the primary consideration, the Sahaba has done it. But now the Prophet tells him, there's another suitable requirement. It's not primary, you've done the primary work, but it's also essential. You understand? Go and see whether you are physically attracted to her. The Prophet doesn't tell him, you're wrong. How can you marry somebody you haven't seen? That's okay for you. He doesn't do that. You understand? And Allah knows best. Right. So, how do I get somebody to marry? This is one of the issues that come up every day. How do I get somebody to marry? So the answer is, there's no specific man in Islam. It just has the general idea of there must be Islamic advertising. You must figure out how to advertise yourself in a halal manner. The following statement is wrong. My daughter, Allah has decreed who you're going to get married to. You don't need to do anything. Just stay in your house. He's going to come. Your father and mother don't do it with their car. They put it in down. They don't do it in their house, put it down. And you it's decreed. I don't know who's doing the houses and the cars, but Allah does you. You understand? Is that how it works? Eh? So some of them must be a halal advertising. There's no difference between you or a car or a house or anything else. You understand? As long as halal advertising for that, there must be halal advertising for this. And usually in Islam this has been via connections. You understand? In the Prophet's time, a Sahaba would say to another Sahaba, I got a sister, I got a daughter, etc. You understand? And in today's time, you see it still. Especially in Darul and the like. All the guys in the Darul, they always want to know the sister. And you see when they get married also. All the Moulanas are married to Moulana sisters. You understand? It's frequent. You understand? The connections is gevaarlijk. In everything they say the same. They say, Dunya bil wasail, laysa bil fatail. Dunya is based on connections, not virtues. You see in Akhirah they check out your virtues. You know, Dunya they check out your connections. You understand? That's how it works in the dunya. So you must make use of your connections. Inshallah. Right? And you'll find a spouse easily. Actually, to be honest with you, the problem is not the method, according to my personal observation. There's another problem. The problem we are sitting with in today's time is not that there are too few good men or too few good women. It's the opposite. There's too many. We're sitting with the problem of too much choice, not too little choice. Back in the day when I lived in the village, in my age group and my flavor, there were probably only 2 girls. And nobody in the village ended up being unmarried. But there were only 2 girls. Now, today's time, how many humans on the planet? 7 to 8 billion. How many of them are Muslim? 1.7 to 1.8. So your options are millions. Add Facebook in there, WhatsApp in there, WhatsApp in there, The amount of people I can get married to are millions. So why don't you marry? Why are you freaking 35 years old? And a normal living amongst Muslims. You understand? But it's happening in today's time. Why is it happening? It's happening because you are a maximizer, not a satisficer. While a Muslim should be a satisficer and not a maximizer. So what do I mean by that? So in 1947, Albert A. Simon, a professor of political science at the Illinois Institute of Technology, wrote a book, Administrative Behavior. And he had discovered this thing about human buying patterns. He said that some people are maximizers and some people are satisficers. The word satisficer is a combination of the word to suffice and to satisfy. So he coined the new word, to satisfy. You understand? So he says some people are satisficers, some people are maximizers. It is, when you won a Nobel Prize for this, so in the Nobel Prize lecture, you had the following to say: decision makers can satisfy either by finding optimum solutions for a simplified world, or by finding satisfactory solutions for a more realistic world. So there are 2 people. One person wants the very best, the optimum. And somebody else is happy with just having something that will do the job. You understand? So let's try this. Let's use my village example again. I'm living in a village, our water pump is broken. Now what do we need? We need water. If we don't get water soon, everybody in this village is going to be dead. Is everybody with me? Right. So we collect money, we give it to one guy. He must go buy us a water pump. So it takes a nice stroll through the desert, 30 kilometers stroll, to the closest highway. In that highway, they only sell one water pump. He buys that one water pump, he comes back, they install it, there's water. What are the villages? They are what? They're happy now, isn't it? Because what do they want? They wanted water, because they don't want to die. Suddenly we're in this modern village. The highway is around the corner. It sells 12 different types of water pumps. The villager went, he bought one. Every person in the village feels he should have bought a different water pump, not the one he bought. Why didn't you buy the water? That water, in that study it was determined that water pumps at the speed of the now you went and bought this one that only pumps at the speed of Now the issue isn't life-saving water anymore. It's the speed of the pump, the volume of the pump. You understand? We're getting so caught up in incidental issues. You understand? That we end up not drinking water. It's very You understand? If you're a male, then your sexual people is the age of 18. You understand? They say, "Opa." You understand? And it didn't happen yet. You understand? There's something seriously wrong with you. Islamically and otherwise. You understand? So much wasted opportunities, wasted cold nights. You understand? Cold word that could have been spoken more. You understand? And Allah knows best. So much of your life going to waste. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. You understand? Unless a woman could have done the job. Unless a man could have done the job. The Prophet gives advice in this one hadith. He says, to men, he says, if you see a woman, it causes sexual incitement in you, she arouses you, then go to your wife. Because whatever that woman has, your wife has it. But my vrouw is lekker dun. My vrouw heeft het. En eerder nog aan het raak eten. I'm not trying to be rude about my wife. I'm trying to explain something. Why does the Prophet still deem that sufficient? I want you to ponder in that one. You understand? Do you really need a 10 out of 10? Or a 6 out of 10 do the job? You understand? Why are you waiting for the 10 out of 10? And what are the chances that you're going to get a 10 out of 10? And I don't necessarily just speak about physical intimacy. You understand? Would somebody listen and fulfill the function? Giving you light, saying, what? But instead, you die on first. That could fit, that could fit all of you. There will be temptation in the land, unmet needs, of fasad al-alim, widespread corruption of the natural order. For example, you won't find intimacy by men anymore, or people of the same gender. You'll go to homosexuality and lesbianism. You'll start to think this is the only way to fulfill my romantic need or physical need. You understand? You're not really homosexual, but you become homosexual now to circumstances like institutionalized homosexuality, such as we find in prisons and the like. You understand? I'm forced to do it because of hunger. And Allah knows best. So, in moving away from Islam, it is creating problems. What does Islam have to say? In Bayaq, the Prophet is reported to have said, that which is little but sufficient is better than that which is plenty but it diverts you, meaning from your true purpose, which is the akhirah. The Prophet has also said, successful is he who is Muslim, has been granted the sufficient, and Allah has guided him to being satisfied by it. So, Islam wants you to be a satisficer. Islam doesn't want you to be a maximizer. If you have questions, quickly you can ask it, otherwise you may have to contact me on this WhatsApp number. I actually should have left 15 minutes ago. So if anybody quickly has questions, now's the time. 5 minutes or so, inshallah. Unless the organizers understood me. We take the 5 minutes? Yeah. Yes.
It's not clear to me, like, is a woman allowed to expose her hair to the marriage?
No. There's no hadith that speaks about exposing her hair. She exposes her hands, she exposes her face. There is one argument that allows her to expose more than that. You understand? But it's much more than just hair. So that view is not very mu'tabar. Allah knows this. And by the way, when you go and see a lady, you're allowed to look upon her own shahwa also. You understand? So it's allowed to look, and it's unrealistic to expect that you would look without shahwa. Allah knows best. Here's just some advice. If you're a lady wearing parda, don't have a special moment where you take off your parda. It's very awkward. Try to do it with a style. You understand? You know the guy who is coming to view you. So when he comes, then don't have your parda from the moment go. Don't have it on. Don't have a moment where your daddy has to say to you, okay. So now that moment you must. If you're going to do things, then do it with a style that considers all things. Likewise, if you see somebody that you're not physically attracted to, whether you're the male or female, don't go and say that now. Sorry, ma. Ik like to be honest. You know, hurt people's feelings are necessary. So what you do is you say, Inshallah, let's make salat al-istikhara. Then 2 days or 3 days after that, you say, the istikhara came out. Now he says, yeah, exactly what you say, as I said, istikhara. So say people's feelings, inshallah. Do the appropriate thing. Allah knows best. Alright, as we go to the other questions, I think,